Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibbitz. It's me, Mary, on this Thirsty Thursday, August 14th. I'm coming to you with 90 Days in 900 Seconds, 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. Season 9, Episode 6. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn. And that is exactly how I feel about Happily Ever After already. And it is only episode 6. And I have a little bit of tea for you guys before I start my recap. This season is going to be 24 fucking episodes. Yes, you heard me right. We are going to be tortured for 24 episodes and guaranteed a multiple part tell all. It's only episode 6, you guys. I'm taking one for the team, but it's getting harder and harder every week. So let's set 900 seconds on the timer and hop right into this shit. Hey Siri, set a timer for 900 seconds.
900 seconds, counting down.
So this week we start off with Adnan and Tiger Silly. And I actually felt bad for him during this episode. Why, you may ask? Well, first of all, Tiger Silly is dragging him to a doula's office so they could talk about putting her placenta into capsules for her to take post birth. Now, to us Americans, this is perfectly normal. Okay. I've heard of this. I've known women that have done this. But to Adnan, okay, well, first of all, they walk into the doula's office and there's boobs everywhere. We get a flashback to last season with Stevie and Maddie. Okay. Boobs everywhere. There is a statue on the table with a woman with her boobs hanging out. There's boobs on the walls. There's boobs on the pillows. There's boobs everywhere you look. And Adnan is like, okay, why are there boobs everywhere? So Tiger Silly asks the doula to cover up the statue with the boobies on the table because it makes her husband uncomfortable. And then they go on to talk about the whole placenta, putting it into capsules process and all that good stuff. So the doula shows Tiger Silly and Adnan an actual placenta, all color, drained from Adnan's face. He's like covering his nose, running away. He's like, "Are you kidding me? Like, you show me this chicken liver." Type thing. Tiger Silly is like, no, it's not a chicken liver. It's placenta. It's natural. So Adnan at this point, he's like, how much is this? $350. Sounds good to me. Now, all I have to say, if you were to take a shot every time either Adnan or Tiger Silly said placenta, you would be on the fucking floor by the end of their segment. Okay. He must have said it 100 fucking times. He's grossed out, totally grossed out by it. But if that's what Tiger Silly wants, that's what Tiger Silly gets. It's her placenta, not his. If it was his placenta, he said, he wouldn't be doing this shit. But it's hers, so she could do what she wants with her placenta. Like I said, this will probably be the only time I feel bad for this poor dude. Okay, he was totally out of his element, uncomfortable, didn't know what the fuck was going on, and then they pull out an actual placenta. Oh my goodness, I'm surprised the guy didn't run out screaming. So, yeah, so that was their segment this week. Placenta, 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 placenta. Now, do not tell Alex and Jovi a secret. Okay, especially Alex. I shouldn't say Jovi, okay? Do not tell Alex a secret. Why? Because he's gonna spill it at the fucking dinner table. So Jovi and Yara, Alex and Warren go out to dinner after that disastrous puppy photo shoot between Lauren and Yara from last episode. So they go out to dinner and they're talking about how Elizabeth and Andre are in Moldova and they hope everything is going well. And Alex just blurts out, I wonder if Elizabeth knows about the $75,000 that he lost in the investment over there. And Jovi's looking at him like, dude, you weren't supposed to say anything. So apparently, Andre confessed to Alex and Jovi before they left to Moldova that he invested $75,000 in a construction project, and the builders of the project have vanished. And he doesn't really know what's going on, and he fears that this money is lost. Now, mind you, Elizabeth has no idea, and Alex just blurted it out in front of Lauren and Yara. Lauren, we all know, cannot and will not keep a secret for shit. So if Andre doesn't tell Elizabeth about this 75K that he may or may not have lost in this construction project in Moldova, trust me, when they get back from their trip, the first moment Lauren sees her, she will be spilling the secret. Okay? So don't, if you have a secret, do not tell Alex. Just saying, do not tell Alex, okay? So Elizabeth and Andre are in Moldova. Um, Elizabeth convinced Andre to rent them like a little house, an apartment, because being in Andre's mother's apartment with 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom was not working out for them. Okay. And Andre's like, no, 4 bedrooms. And Elizabeth's like, the living room doesn't count as a bedroom. So they got their own space. It's working out a lot better for them. And Daddy Chuck arrives. Okay. So Daddy Chuck is like, we're gonna go house hunting. We're gonna see what's going on here. And Chuck, Andre is really worried that Chuck is going to be in Libby's ear, like, and he may convince her that moving to Moldova may not be the best thing, but Andre hasn't confessed anything about the investment project. Okay. Actually, he tries to deflect away from the investment project when Chuck and Elizabeth ask him about it, and have them like focus more on the house hunting, which they did. They did some house hunting. First, they went to go see this penthouse, which was fucking gorgeous. Okay. And Chuck said that it could easily retail for 1 million in Tampa, 390K. Then they looked at a townhouse, which was also beautiful, spacious, multiple bedrooms, multiple bathrooms, brand new construction. So, Elizabeth is starting to think, hey, maybe I could find something in Moldova that'll be great for our family, and maybe I can, figure out a life here. So Chuck wants to see the investment project. So we're going to see what happens next week when Andre eventually has to bring them to the investment project that may or may not be happening. He may or may not have lost 75K in it. So that's going to be really interesting. So let's see what happens next week with these idiots. So moving on, the entertainment of the episode. Okay, you guys, Dorsy and Georgie. I know Dorsey is totally dramatic. She's fucking ridiculous as fuck, okay? But at least they're entertaining. So when we last saw them, they were arguing because Dorsey's like, oh my goodness, you're embarrassed of me. When Georgie was just trying to express his feelings about being nervous introducing Dorsey to his family because, his father's a military profiler. They've always had high expectations for him. And of course, Dorsey takes it as a personal attack. So they talk about it, they work it out or whatever. And then they go to meet his friends. All of his friends are named Georgie too. Is everybody in Bulgaria named Georgie? Okay, it was like, hi, meet my friend Georgie, and my friend Georgie, and my other friend Georgie, and my other friend Georgie. It was like, how many fucking Georgies are there? So Dorsey is talking with Georgie's old roommate, Georgie, and they were talking about their, good back in the good old days. Their good old young days, you guys, okay? The young days when the Georgies would have women coming in and out of the apartment. The young, carefree bachelor days. And of course, you could see the jealousy bubbling up in Dorsy. It's like, take it down a notch, woman. Okay. He's talking about years ago. He hasn't lived in Bulgaria in fucking 13 years. Okay. So just take it down a little bit, please, Dorsey. Okay. You're married to him. You're visiting his homeland. Don't act like an idiot in front of his friends. So, Georgie and Georgie and Georgie and the other guy, Georgie, were all talking about. There was a popular song back in the day about Georgie, the Bachelor. And Darcy's Georgie actually sang it for us. And this is what I mean, fucking entertainment, okay? He's like singing like this Bachelor song, and Darcy's sitting next to him going, yay, baby, yay, entertaining AF. Okay, I mean scripted AF. Dorsey's being fucking dramatic telenovela princess here. Okay, but still entertaining as fuck. Now you know what's not entertaining as fuck? This dumb bitch Kara. And yeah, I'm gonna say it. Okay, so we start off this week with her being upset that Guillermo doesn't show up to her performance after she threw him out. Okay, so let me get this straight. You throw your husband out because he confronts you about you giggling while texting on the phone. He walks into the room and you're on your phone texting and giggling. Your husband, the father of your child, asks you, who were you texting with? And you tell him to mind your business. And then you guys get into a fight. You throw him out of the house. And then you are upset because he didn't show up to your performance. And your music career and the environment of your music career is part of the reason why you're having trouble in your marriage. Okay, anyway, Kara, it's time to come down to planet Earth. And you have to respect a man, in my opinion, that could put together a hammock and a chair while spitting his truth. Okay? Guillermo stood perfectly calm while he explained to the producer that he moved out. He's renting his, little own house right now. He was outside putting together a hammock and a chair, and he was explaining the reason why he didn't go to Kara's performance was not only because she drew him out, it's because he has explained to her time and time again this is not the type of environment that he feels comfortable in. And that's not the type of environment that he thinks his wife should be in. Drinking, partying, dancing with men, the way that she dresses. He said that he explained to her that it made him feel weird. He has a right to his opinion as her husband. Okay. Just like if he was doing something that Kara didn't like, Kara had a right to tell him as his wife. So Guillermo, who was very calm, okay, he got his point across calmly and multitasking at the same time, I should say. And he just let the producers know, I've let my wife know about my feelings about multiple things. She, always turns it into a fight. I don't like the environment that her music career has her in. Okay. And I just feel weird about the whole thing. And I think she's cheating, which, in my opinion, I think she's cheating too. Why didn't she call the person that she was giggling texting with to come to her performance? Or was that person already there? Asking for myself. I don't know. But Kara, she was upset that he didn't show up. Yeah, okay, you're a fucking idiot. Just saying. So moving on. Speaking of fucking idiots, Gino and Jasmine, and I'm hoping this is the last time that we see either one of them again. Okay. So first of all, Jasmine, Gino. has his date with Natalie. They get into the bubble bath at her hotel. He brings her flowers. She's here in Michigan to see him. Okay. They get into the bubble bath. I mean, Natalie is ready. She is a grown adult. Okay. She likes Gino. She feels the chemistry. She wants to get it on. And guess what? Gino doesn't want to get it on because he's still thinking about Jasmine. What did the actual fuck? He says Michelle and Dana really got into his head. No, you let Michelle and Dana get into your head, you know. You are a grown ass man. You know what Jasmine did to you. Okay, you know your feelings were valid, and you let Dana and Michelle get into your head. Dana and Michelle, who are narcs, still hanging out with Jasmine, and you let them get into your head. Gino, what the fuck? Okay, so Natalie's in town for Gino's cousin's birthday party. Okay? The same birthday party that Michelle the Narc decided to invite Jasmine to. So even though Natalie was feeling very uneasy when Gino told her at the last minute, yeah, Gino told her at the last minute, mind you, okay? I mean, what in the actual fuck, Gino? Talk about dropping bombs, but okay. And she agreed to go to the party. She went to the party and she got attacked verbally and pushed by this lunatic named Jasmine, okay, who arrived at the party with her roommate Matt, okay, who she is banging day in and day out. You and I both know that, okay? And she basically pushes Natalie, calls her a whore, says, "Why are we bringing the whores from Vegas? Oh my goodness, look, it's a whore from Vegas." Do you see Michelle's face in the background? Okay, Michelle is the biggest narc and fucking shit stirrer there is, and this bitch has no idea the fucking definition of loyalty. Okay? All she sees is dollar signs. This bitch sees TLC money and she is willing to do whatever the fuck she has to collect that check, even if it means stabbing her own blood relative in the back. Okay, for this bitch. But she does it. Jasmine pushes Natalie. It turns into a whole fucking shit show. Jasmine screaming, "She's a whore! She's a whore!" Hot calling the kettle black, Jasmine. When Natalie finally is able to get herself out of the situation, she is outside spitting truths about Jasmine. Called her a psycho, said that her fillers were uneven. I mean, a round of applause for Natalie. Now, despite some reports that are out there on the interwebs, I could exclusively report to you that no, Jasmine did not beat up Natalie. Okay. Yes, it was a whole shit show. Okay. Yes, she jumped up and down and screamed, "She's a whore, she's a whore, she's a whore." The scene was a lot longer than what we saw on TV. But as for physically, Jasmine only pushed Natalie, okay? She didn't physically beat her up. How do I know this? Natalie confirmed it for me. But the one thing that still sticks with her and is triggering to her, okay, is the emotional toll afterward. And walking into something that she had no idea what the fuck was happening. And basically just she was like she was like a mouse, okay? And fucking Jasmine pounced on the prey, and everybody was in on it. Production, fucking Michelle and Dana. I mean, all the people in the background, and she was the unwilling victim. Okay, so while she wasn't physically beat up by Jasmine, um emotionally, yeah, it's really fucked up. It's fucked up. Jasmine is a piece of shit because she's calling her a whore while she is pregnant in the early stages of her pregnancy with baby daddy Matt, who she brought to the party. What in the actual fuck is happening here? Okay? Why are they subjecting us to this bullshit? Like, seriously. And why are they subjecting us to this fucking narc? Okay? The biggest narc in recent history on 90 Day. Okay? I mean, she fucking stood there with a smirk on her face while Jasmine is yelling at this woman who she has never met. Natalie never did anything against her. Natalie never said anything against her. And fucking Jasmine comes in, guns blazing. She's a whore. Deflecting a little bit, Jazzy. Just saying. So, if you guys haven't checked out my Hunt for Love recap with Kelly, please do. Jay jumped on to talk about his date with Tiffany and to drop some tea about the whole Carlo, Elise, Tiffany love triangle. So if you haven't checked out that recap, please do. And if you haven't checked out my interview with Tiffany's ex husband, Ronald, please do. And then immediately check out my interview with all the receipts. Okay. Ronald had some receipts he wanted to drop. He sent them to me. So I did a separate interview with those. So if you haven't checked it out, please do. And that is basically it for this time, you guys. Thank you so much for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit the like button. Share my video with a friend or 10. Comment. Please consider joining my membership and check out my merchandise. Thank you so much. Bye, everybody.